6. I'd like to listen to the others.
Okay.
Okay.
I have 2 little pieces for you. This first one is called The Uses of Humor. Even though we live in a very serious world with so many serious challenges, I remind everybody, please sprinkle a little humor on it. This is called The Uses of Humor. When it's said or you suspect all your plans are gone and wrecked, when you're sad, mad, glad, parenthetically had, or simply by something evil or not quite bad, you may stutter and stammer too. When you're in a jam, do you reach at length for something potent, like a ducal regent or a missing museum docent? Grab a hold of something rash? Now, I'm not talking bags of hash or sitting cross-legged, smoking bowls of pungent Turkish cash, or some such spice that makes your pleasures soar, or roar down gleaming canyons slick as ice. I'm suggesting, even insisting, that you measure another dollop out, and when you whisper or you shout, grab yourself a hearty laugh, and sure, you'll cut your woes in half. Cut them, splice them, mince them very, drown them in a steaming cup of berry, pull their leg and tug their hair. You might find a generous touch of merriment there, for when they've got you in a box or the holes of worn through both shoes and socks, lean right back and give a chuckle, though it might bend your strongest buckle. All these things so tough and stringy, now no more than a pretty propeller on your beanie, or a small mustache painted over that picture of the mastodon. Give yourself a hearty laugh, and sure, by the clover in your garden, you'll cut your woes in half. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay. That brings a lot of good cheer. Thank you so much, Richard. Did you say you had another poem to recite?
I will go ahead and let all these other wonderful poets continue. One is enough.
Okay. Shall we go to Dr. Gangalaxmi?
Yes, madam.
Jaya is the name.
Myself, Gangalaxmi Patnaik. Good evening, everyone. I am Gangalaxmi Patnaik, India. Feel pleasure to join in the Open Life Recital video program to recite poem with reference to Independence Day. The title is I Am a Patriot. The title is I Am a Patriot. Now I would like to recite the poem which runs like this. I am a patriot. A voice within grove of bones told me Independence Day comes once and wishing immensity of our being. Long ago, someone very dear told sing patriotic songs. Remember how freedom was tough. We own it after challenging. Pray for the memorable lives lost. Emulate their examples. Learn to be patriots. Never forget fallen comrades. They are the sky of memories, whose humble light guides us and make believe that they twinkle like stars. What twinkling delight of these valiant, fearless, brave patriots who laid down lives, spent in jail their youthful days. Be an Indian, stand united, not divided by religion. Be a proactive Indian, don't be reactive in voice. The first poem is completed. Do I read second poem, madam?
Oh,
Second
you may
poem?
go ahead, please.
Thank you. The first poem is completed. The second poem is relationship. Relationship. I listen to the voice of someone who left a tale of tenderness, softness. I endure, hold very tight, intense, close, across slow whiteness, where share with others. This breath only matters, finding true connection, love in relationship, always welcome tenderness, it relishing oneness. Now it is completed. Thanks, dear poet friends, for your patience of listening my rendition. But there is no prasanna. so the fragrance is somewhat lost for some time.
No, that
I
was
miss
wonderful.
very much. I miss
Yes,
very much to
we are soon
Okay.
celebrating our 77th Independence Day.
78
And let's
80.
welcome on board our dear Prasanna Kumar. Kindly take over. Welcome.
I mean, how could I thank you? I mean, I have no words of, how you filled in, how you, I mean, this is what we call it as camaraderie. What?
Exactly.
What did you say later? And amidst all your gossiping and your beautiful talk, I see a beautiful face, I'm feeling cringy of, I don't know, Mehzabeen Hussain I am referring to.
I
Hello,
missed you.
Prasanna. Nice to meet you now. I get to see you now.
Is a very well-known, I came to know very well-known writer, poet, and she's a award-winning poet, basically, from Assam.
Wow.
She just has joined us. And please welcome with a great round of applause. And thank you,
My
Jaya
honor.
Kalyanaraman. So I could not pick your call because, this internet and this thing is, very much patchy. And I'm so thankful to you. You have, what Roopali ma'am did, you made today. No words. And thank you, Richard, and thank you, Gangalaxmi ma'am. Your response was so beautiful. And
I
hope you're
missed
doing
you,
well,
sir. I
Richard.
missed you. I
Thank
missed
you.
you very much today.
Oh my God. Thank you, ma'am. Actually, I'm so stressed. And Josephine, I love your talking with, Jaya ma'am and the kind of interaction. Super. Now let us welcome Mehzabeen Hussain and let's ask her to introduce herself and how it was. Yes, ma'am. Over to you.
Sorry. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am. Perfect.
Okay, all right. So I'll read my first poem. It's called Outcast Love. Tonight, I dance with the demons, the Ashuras, the Rakshasas, the ghosts, the Pretas, and the Pisachas. Tonight, I dance with all the outcasts who found their place with you. Tonight, I offer you ashes from the pyres that I have cleaned. Tonight, I ornate you with skulls and bones of the enemies who were worth the kill. As I watch you lovingly, and you smear those ashes over your body, and you do your shringar, tonight I drink mahua with all the outcast devotees of yours. We drink and sing in your glory and talk of your stories of Shiva and Parvati, of Matanga and Matangi. I give you a lump of meat as an offering, and I make this offering with my friends who are the Aghoris and the Chandals. I hear them speak of your stories and of your different avatars. Tonight, your devotees make love like Shiva Parvati, like Shiva Mohini. They make love lost in the act. They make love wildly, breaking the boundaries of caste, breaking the boundaries of class, breaking the boundaries of gender. Tonight, they make love like lovers and nothing else matters. I raise a toast to you, Lord Shiva, God of the Asuras and the Devas alike. I dance with you tonight, oh my dear Chandeshwara. This is my first poem. And if may I read the second one? Will there be enough time for everybody?
Go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead.
Okay. So the next one, actually, my poem, it got translated to Malay. So I'm reading the English version of my poem. It's called Love Cemetery. A tempest stirs in the depth of my mind. My pondering thoughts and I might strangle each other like coiling serpents of the night. Sometimes I wonder which pain bore heavier, leaving me battered and bruised? Was it the scorpion's venomous sting, swift and precise, a searing poison coursing through veins, a relentless vice? Or the hidden stings of bees, a swarm of relentless torment, each piercing jab filling my heart with fear unrelenting? Tonight, only soulless shadows moan, dancing in macabre cadence on love's desolate burial ground. Many a night like this, my thoughts wander, untamed and wild, through the graveyards of lost hopes, where my dreams lie exiled. Many a nights like this, my thoughts have roamed. Do you, perchance, still dream, my lost wanderer? Then I remind myself with the same numbing pain your decree. You had replaced me long before I left, like a puppeteer's hand controlling my fate until my death, and you had sealed my coffin long before I died. Thank you, everyone.
Brilliant, ma'am, brilliant. I would ask Jaya Kalyanaraman to react on your poem, but before she reacts, I would straight away ask, since I mean, like Matanga and Matangi, and usage of and Chamundi, these are very complex. This you might have researched to writing up on that poem because Vamachara. You might know about that Vamachara and
Yes.
Dakshinachara. So,
Actually,
how do you come about this poem? I mean, like,
Actually, during my research time, I
yes, ma'am.
had spent during my university time, I spent 8 months in a village in Hazaribagh, Jharkhand. That's 8 months in a village where there were no washrooms, nothing. There was caste discriminations. It was as you can see, my name is Mehzabeen Hussain, but my mother is a Hindu and my dad is Muslim. So I come from a family where both the cultures had come to a praxis, like to a melting ground. We were never forced to um, adhere to one particular religion or belief and so on and so forth. And also because I'm a student of sociology, so one of my paper was, of course, sociology of religion. So a lot of things in my poems comes from like my experiences and interactions with people that I have met, women, people of different classes or caste in different from different sections of the society. And uh, until I became a full-time poet, I was into academics, and I had the blessing of meeting a lot of people with lot of stories, and they were they really wanted someone to listen to them, and I had the privilege of listening to people from different sections of the society. So when you say that where it comes from, um, like people have a very, to an outsider friends who are non-Indians, they look at Hindu people as one category of people without understanding that there are different kind of Hindus, uh, different types of their Vaishnavites and neo-Vaishnavites and things like that. So my poem, this poem was written on a very dark night with a very less light in the house, in a mud house in Jharkhand. And the house that gave me residence for during the course of my research, they were the ones who were Shiv Bhakts. They worship Lord Shiva. So they were older women who would tell us stories, and just to get a recognition or some kind of an that they are important, they have stories to say, to talk about their lineage, their tattoos, all their practices, and so on and so forth. So yes, it takes a lot of research to write those things, but poetry cannot become academic work. There has to be a little more heart to it, I think. I try to take I if I when I hear stories, it just comes to me and I write, and I loved writing. So yeah, I'm sorry if I have taken so much of your time. So
No. This is exactly why it's needed because you need to explore the the concept behind, the idea that went into, because, rarely does people use this kind of words, this matanga, matangi, and someone is even for this, I mean, like regional language, those who have this mother tongue, this thing, they hardly have this, no?
Yes.
And you could take a moment and you could read a little bit of review that shared by Lantern Carrier in the chat. But before that, you could also listen to the Jaya Kalyanaraman, what she would say. Jaya ma'am.
Aren't you the chair, my dear? It's made me feel like you lived among the Adivasis for that brief time in Jharkhand. And it made me feel that there are so many stories to be told. And when we have these older generation of people telling us those stories, which we wouldn't hear otherwise, and you are able to bring forth for the present generation and even my generation to hear them in such a beautiful, poetic manner. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you so much.
And the drink of the mahua,
Yes.
I'm familiar with that.
There's a lot of oral history present in India that doesn't get representation because there's no, network, or they don't find a way out. But India is so rich in that and I try to do it because it, just like Prasanna said, it creates a inquisitiveness, a curiosity, even if someone doesn't know about it, that what is it? Someone's going to go and Google, and then read on it. It creates that curiosity in the readers. So that's what I try.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Give her a big hand, ladies and gentlemen.
Beautiful. That's what you get when you get into the academics of, different kind of genre. I mean, like, what do you call it? Sociology, anthropology, public administration, whatnot. You get your world of knowledge you bring in and you could put it in the poetic realm. So that was Mehzabeen Hussain, who joined us with her valuable contribution, which is different take. This hope she joins us every week, and she has contributed to our anthology. It's a beautiful write-up indeed. Thank you, Mehzabeen. Thank you, and please welcome Lantern Carrier.
Thank you. I just want to remember the lady's poetry. We're touching on the intellectual, but life itself is a cosmic dance, a leela, and her poetry was like a dance, like a flowing river. So the intellect is there and the knowledge is there, but we must not forget her poetry, the exquisite nature, the vivid images, the way she expressed her intonation and diction, her command of words. That's very significant too. So, yeah, okay, we'll get back to myself. The Symphony of the Love Eternal. In the reservoir of my tears lies the agony of my longing. My heart is in searing pain, nauseous from the bitter fruits of life like lemons, chewing on the weightiness of expectations. Locked in the dream of sorrow and despair, I search within for days and nights, with fear clutched within my shallow breath. I walked alone in the midst of darkness, unable to see a lusted light. I played with the pendulums of love and hate, my heart scorched in seeking a peace, constantly evading my spirit. The pain in my soul was once 1,000 scrolls of despair, with me reeling from the weight of dead elephants and shadows. I was like one in an ice cellar, with only the chill for comfort. Now I cherish you with life itself, but you are my life. So what can I give to you? Hold me in your loving embrace and make me yours. I look in awe at the butterflies, the illustrious dawn that spreads your peace. My heart's music whispers your name while the soul dances to your lute divine. Now I walk in the scent of spring flowers, chatting with lilac lavenders. For you, I would love to do the impossible, steal the miracle of sunsets, paint a kaleidoscope of exquisite beauty like Da Vinci's Mona, because I'm so much in love. You are my perpetual flame, a panacea in times of struggles. Lily of my lilies, so white and pure, garner a portrait of love inside my heart, and let the breeze carry my agony of longing to your abode of bliss sublime. My tears flow like bubbling fountains, making their way across reservoirs and Iguazu falls. No river can compare to the vast ocean of life. No desires can match the peerless state of the eternal music. You are my vast infinite ocean of life, the sweet effulgent flames of the vibrant symphony of the love eternal. You manifest as my happiness, even while concealed within as sorrows. You weep in my eyes, yet glows in the shooting stars and moon, even as it seems to dissipate in a waning crescent. O love, day and night, my inner and outer silence, like unfurling chrysanthemums, speak of your beauty and charisma, even as I converse with the sweet redolence of jasmines, blushing whenever they hear your illustrious name. You remain unfiltered like the stars, as brilliant and captivating like 1,000 Helens, making the land of Troy seem so insignificant in your presence. O Queen, you who transform my shadows, purveyor of light and beauty, you can be a sharp sword pruning the weeds of my unkempt inner garden, or the source of my luminosity when the resplendence of heaven has abated. Last night I saw you glimmering in the eyes of the homeless, the old woman with shaking hands, striving to guide a hot and much needed cup of coffee to her lips. Again, you manifest on the solemn fields of war, bringing solace and hope to the downtrodden and despairing. Where are you not? In the heart of the callous, even in the grip of Lucifer and the biting fetters of life's challenges, even the hopeless, the atheist, and nonconformists all ardently whisper the glory of thy name. O love, come into the void of this troubled tabernacle of my spirit, unveiling the ecstatic wonder of your perennial rhapsody. Lantern Carrier, thank you.
Now that's why I call you Acharya. What would you say, Mehzabeen Hussain, ma'am? And Jaya, ma'am. That's why I call him Acharya.
Acharya. Love conquers.
Indeed.
Love conquers.
Mehzabeen, ma'am.
It's beautiful. The love can take you to the greatest heights, make you feel that cannot be expressed in words, yet we poets try, you know. And when I heard this poem, it's like the immensity of feelings that the poet you must have felt, you know. And and the personifications are great. I think it takes you to a different realm, to a different plane altogether, and away from reality, you know. So it's beautiful. It's very profound and beautiful.
That's what I always say. Thank you. That was Lantern. Thank you, Jaya, ma'am. Thank you, Mehzabeen. Let us call upon Ma'am Joscephine Gomez, a wonderful human being as a Renaissance poet. Please welcome Joscephine Gomez, joining us after a long gap.
All right. Since I've been reciting many of my philosophical, spiritual poems, maybe tonight I'm going to recite something which is a bit personal. As many or some of you know, I am a concert artist. I'm a classical singer. a Western classical singer. So here's a poem that says a little bit about the life of a soprano. I'm a soprano. Okay, just a minute. The high pian, oh dear. Just a minute, just a minute. It went off, just a minute. Oh, yeah, I lost it. Just a minute. Okay, it will take some time for me to go back to that here on my other phone. So I will read something that is before me, something written. All right. Are you really happy? Okay, this is one of my feeling poems. I mean, I know I don't usually write this poems anymore, but let me read this to you. Are you really happy? You took off on a flight unknown, leaving me forlorn with a smile on your face I wish was true. Or have you mastered the art of hiding past for the art of hiding pain and pretending all is well, sad but well? Your voice echoes in my memory, distant yet near and clear. Did I teach sadness? Did I plant fear? Your flight was a success, your escape, your fulfillment. But is it? I hear the beating of your heart from afar, fortissimo but largo. For how can it beat a tempo as the beautiful music it knew when I was there, when my breath was clear to your ear, when every sparkle from my eyes spelled the difference between your loneliness and your joy? While you wait for heaven knows what, while reminiscing past joys you threw into the sea of abandoned memory as your journey through forced, repressed, painful feelings. How are you, really? Are you not lying to yourself? Haven't you thought yourself a coward? Hasn't life taught you one is better hurt loving than avoiding pain? Look, see, think, dwell in nothingness. See reality as it is, not how you think it to be. That's my first poem. Okay, here's another one. Compassion rather than love. Love which gnaws at one's being, gnaws, Gnaws. Love which gnaws at one's being and at its objects too, like a worm in the bud. It feeds, yearning to be filled. It can hurt its source and its objects too, when allowed to grow for excesses to excesses. In despair, it can kill him who bears it without caution. It can grow like a plant in abnormal proportion to its vase or its soil. It can grow in the wrong direction, dwell in the wrong heart, or become weak in anticipation of its fulfillment. Love is premised on like. Love is seldom oblivious to appearance or conditions, which, when they change, love stops being love. Love has a beginning, it has an end. No such thing as forever. All things that begin and end are just like bubbles. They are not real. Bubbles are illusions. So is love. If a thing be modified, does its etymology change? If agape is unconditional love, isn't it still love, premised on liking? Compassion without condition supplies a need. It knows no creed. It disregards greed. It is non-dual and non-conceptual. It seeks the highest good for all. Compassion knows no time nor place. It seeks no status, rank, nor race. Compassion sees no ugly face. It smiles and is easy to the chase. I'd rather speak of compassion, which is not premised on like. I'd rather practice compassion and make it my own life's mission.
That's your life mission, ma'am. It's wonderful. I like to dwell in nothingness. I like the phrase. What would you say, Jaya, ma'am?
I think compassion is a very deep emotion to feel, to experience, to be able to put oneself in the shoes of somebody else. You know, and when you experience that, you thank the universe. You are grateful, you feel gratitude for where you are in this time and space. You don't have to be, what do you say? Love is fleeting, like she said, like a bubble that keeps bursting and forming up again. But it's fleeting. What stays, I would think, is compassion for your fellow human beings, no matter what rung of society they belong to. And I think that's one of the most humane qualities to have. Yeah.
Thank you. Just one point. I come from the Buddhist tradition, and
Yes.
we do not use emotions. We use feelings. The Buddha taught that feelings are all right, but emotions are not, because when feelings develop into emotions, then the mind ceases to be there. The Buddha said mind and emotions cannot coexist. When the emotions are there, the mind cannot be there too. So we actually are allowed feelings. We develop the attitude of having feelings, but not allowing them to develop into emotions. Emotions is something strong like anger, lust, greed, covetousness. Those are emotions. But compassion is not an emotion. Anyway, sorry to just correct it from my perspective. I understand what you mean. Jaya, thank you very much for your points of view, Jaya. It's so nice to listen to you speak.
So lovely to hear your poem too. Thanks, Josephine.
Thank you, Jaya. So nice to have you as a friend. I look forward to seeing you in Bangalore.
Shalini would also
Yes.
be react this philosophical. Attach to detach. Attach to detach. Detach yourself, you know. So that's where you could have a balance.
Life eventually is a balance, no? And as you go on,
that is ultimately detachment. No, you know, when it's emotionally you would be, your feelings would be there, but emotionally you would be detached. Detachment, emotional detachment. That is it's like you would not be touched by any of these things. It's like a drop on, what do you call that? No,
We are unaffected, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know, we do not attach to feelings so that they become very strong and become emotions. We feel,
Correct.
but we do not attach to emotions. We do not attach to feelings, rather. You know, if I may just share, a few days ago, somebody insulted me. Somebody who did not know me at all treated me very rudely, but I did not attach to any feeling about it. You know, I just thought to myself, okay, I'll let you live in the illusion that you think you're somebody and I'm nobody. Okay, fine. That's your illusion. But when your karma comes back to you, then it will be so painful because you do not know the teachings that I am so in. I just thought to myself, and I let it go.
Hmm.
But letting go is only the one which is very difficult. That is what I feel.
It takes practice, practice.
Exactly. So how far it is go, how long it takes is very difficult to estimate. So that is maybe that's the path of philosophy. Let's call upon Shalini ma'am and Jaya ma'am on too. So, but before that, Nayma Chamchoun. Nayma is a British, I mean, this is an award-winning poet. So lovely joining us after a long gap. Please welcome Nayma.
I'll be sharing two pieces. The Unmoored Moon. In the scorched Arab Peninsula, the Brotherhood faces the Qibla. The oil field runneth over. I am the poor relation to African to qualify. In sub-Saharan Africa, where the forests are shrinking, in the mines, very twinkling, scrambled Africa on toast, the first world we host, rejected by the flock, to Arab, to Africa, in the place of my birth, the gluttonous annals of power, exploited labor, devoured, without recourse, a Trojan horse, foraging, or riches unearthed, a geographical accident of birth, a square peg in an ethnic box, identity in a tick, which self to tick, a nullidad's paradox. Thank you. The second piece. Chasing Poets. I gazed into fields of bladed grass, and my bones felt the cold. At Wordsworth's cherished crowds, densely adrift as the wayfaring clouds, and of Brooks' eternal England, I searched sorrowfully for the strand that could tie my restless hand to belonging and the end of longing. The crisp air greyly blurs the awning, dimming the warmth and staining the sun's vivacious gold. In Shakespeare's Eden, the apple eaten and the sins repeatedly died for, buoyed by Blake to ride, thoughts soar, the wings heavy and lackadaisical, craving the heights of the astrophysical, dawn's song that sang of the metaphysical, of exploding color and scorching heat, the light's verve coaxing easy release, quenched by alpine streams softly seeping. Browning's amour of April brings but icy showers, which douse and deaden the embers. Still, the senses longingly remember thoughts of the homestead abroad, where the heart Titianly thawed and the spirit sprawled inawed. The shepherds of Rossetti who save seek the flock that in turn saves, as they herd the arduous days and hours, the disturbance of Eliot's spring disturbs from deep within her shades paled and grey like granite, as silver stealthily bleeds out the night. Where are the mornings whose chorus awakes the bird song that reaches the ear and makes one rise from their bed to cheerfully embrace each tiny tick of the calculating clock, the beats that race and breathlessly stop at the trailing voices in the air, cajoling the song bliss brings, affronted by Larkin's bespectacled smirks, tolling up life's net and gross worth, desecrating the temple of the earth as they profit and pass on expense without conscience or penitence. Still, your presence, arms defense, the oration that speaks life into living, the company of the heart's thanksgiving, the joysome jinna, poetic converse. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Nayma Chamchoun. Please give a round of applause. What a brilliant image. What a, I mean, where should I begin with? I mean, I could not react with my words. Anybody, please volunteer. Jaya ma'am, where should I go to? I mean, Shalini ma'am. Yes.
Lantern, perhaps?
Lantern keeps on writing, typing. so lantern, okay, perhaps, not perhaps, yes, you should.
Nayma and I follow each other, on so many Zooms. It's I've gone past words to say about her poetry. She's well known and respected in higher circles. Okay.
Personally, I found it very deep for myself. So I would really love to be able to read it, to understand it in its depth and totality. So which is why I'm not able to speak about your poem, but it sounded beautiful, very deep.
Shalini ma'am.
Hello, Prasanna, and it's wonderful to be here once again after such a long time and to listen to all these wonderful poets whom I don't think I've met. Some I have. So just wonderful. Your poem is really, really beautiful. But I don't think there's anything I can add as what Jaya had said. Infinitely beautiful.
I like the reading, breaks and all. That was Nayma Chamchoun. I was missing all those readings. Please come back, Nayma, that I would like to have you always. Thank you. Thanks for this. Please welcome our veteran army man Gopal Purdhani, sir. Gopal, sir, please unmute your mic. Sir, please unmute your mic.
Can you hear me now, sir?
Yes, sir, please.
I just was saying that I always write about the practical and present problems and solution thereof. In today's poem, which is again a very short poem, I have discussed about the religious disharmony. As it is being seen, we are criticizing others' religion, and I try to explain that and what is the solution about it in a social system. तो मैं अर्ज करता हूं कि मैं पर्वतों का रहने वाला हूं, मैं पहाड़ी आदमी हूं, पर्वतों का रहने वाला हूं, मेरा आकाश सबसे छोटा है, जो आसमान मुझे इतना बड़ा नजर नहीं आता, मैदान में रहने वालों का खुला अंतरिक्ष होता है, मैदान में रहने वालों का खुला अंतरिक्ष होता है, आकाश वैसे तो कुछ होता ही नहीं, आकाश सिर्फ एक नाम है, आकाश वैसे तो कुछ होता ही नहीं, ये फैलाव है सिर्फ नजरों का, आकाश वैसे तो कुछ होता ही नहीं, ये फैलाव है सिर्फ नजरों का, ये मेरा है वो तेरा है, मसला है आपसी झगड़ों, ये मेरा है ये तेरा है, मसला है आपसी झगड़ों का। तो मैं रिक्वेस्ट कर रहा हूं कि छोड़ो इन फालतू बातों को, चलो अपना अपना जीवन जीते हैं, नफरत के जो रस दिए या कुदरत ने जो रस दिए, अपना अपना रस पीते हैं, जो भगवान ने दिया, प्यार दिया, वाइफ दी, रिलेशनशिप दी, चलो अपना अपना रस पीते हैं, ये तेरा धर्म वो मेरा धर्म, ये तेरा धर्म ये मेरा धर्म, मालिक तो सबका एक है, ये तेरा धर्म वो मेरा धर्म, लेकिन मालिक तो सबका एक है, जो जिसको अपना लगता है, जो जिसने अपना लिया है उसका धर्म सबसे श्रेष्ठ है, जो जिसने अपना लिया है उसका धर्म सबसे श्रेष्ठ है, ये तेरा धर्म वो मेरा धर्म, मालिक तो सबका एक है। This is the solution.
बिल्कुल सर, मालिक तो एक ही है। A big round of applause to Gopal sir. Please give it a round. Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming. Please welcome Jennifer. I'm God. Jennifer.
Everybody, I came here 2 weeks ago and presented a poem, but I was having problems with my voice, so it was not really audible. So I'm going to repeat this poem. I was in New Jersey in America, and during a poetry reading, we were asked to each poet was asked to present 2 words, and we were to write a poem using the 14 words that everybody thought of. And I'll tell you the words and then tell you the poem. The words are redemption, love, elevate, freedom, junkie, respect, severe, leadership, journey, bomb, salvation, reaching. I based my poem around the word junkie, and I titled it Free. Your love for humankind was my redemption from a junkie life of prostitution. You elevated me, showing me respect, buying my freedom without strings attached. Now I am a new me, content, once again free. No more severe pain, no more drugs tearing out my insides like a bomb. No, your unique leadership was my needy salvation, taking me on a journey, reaching for the stars. Now I am drug-free, sex-free. End of poem. My voice is still a bit scratchy. I hope you are able to hear it.
No, you are new, you, Jennifer. You are new, you. Yes, your voice was very clear and very powerful. You are new,
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for coming. That was Jennifer. She's a long-time friend. Yes, I can proudly say Jennifer is my friend. uh, Thank you. Give a round of applause, my dear friends. Please welcome Franchesa. Franchesa.
Hello. Yeah, I yesterday I was in the hospital for 5 days, but then I was happy to be out because I want to make sure that I get to see all my poetry friends. But I had a big surprise as I was leaving the hospital. I got the news that I had won some kind of place in a Tomato Fest contest here, haikus. So I'll read all of them to you because they're really short. And I will tell you which one won the second place because it was second place 2 times in a row. So here are my submissions. Lunchtime. Strands of tomato vines tangle around my tree's trunk. Second place. Let us catch up. Come close, tomato. We need to catch up on things. Let us start with hugs. Purple rain. The garden rain blues, tomato red music news. Dance in purple rain. Look for me. Tomato red nails, polish on toenails, match now. Easy to find me. I was so happy to be able to enter that contest before I went into the hospital. And then I was happy to be out and hopefully have some more energy later. But I didn't sleep all week, so I'm trying to catch up on that. But I wanted to be a part of you guys' energy because I love to have the energy coming in from all the beautiful poets all over the world. It makes me so happy to see you guys and have that influence in my life. I try to also be good to other people around me in my community so that that energy can be shared. And I'm just thankful for all those people who are positive and show me love. I'll show them the same respect and love back. Thank you, Prashana, for having me. And thank you all. And thank you, Jaya, for helping us host as well. And I miss all of you. And sorry I wasn't able to be here as often as I wanted to be. I was on travels too right before this happened. But what's happened to me is a genetic condition. I have something called von Willebrand's, which is like hemophilia. And it comes from, I guess you would say, the royal family in England because of being related to some of that family by DNA. But then I had no idea I had it until I was in my 20s. But then they have to give me something to help clot my blood because there's no other way. So I am happy to say that Vanderbilt Hospital in Nashville helped me through those 5 days to make sure that I'm here. And I'll just keep doing all I can to, keep coming back. And hopefully that won't happen again. I'll just do everything they ask me to be, there's nothing I can do really, but I'll just be here writing my poetry and smiling and helping others. So you guys do the same. I encourage it. Thank you. Nashville, Tennessee, Franchesa Kirkpatrick.
A big shout out, Franchesa. You made me emotional. I mean, like, how I got at this news recently. I mean, I missed a very dear friend of mine, and Richard might be knowing. I mean, Richard Lantern and Franchesa and Jennifer also. And you might be heard of Gustav Salas, and I don't know how we missed his demise or what do you call the message of this, and it's such a saddening situation. He was lost to cancer, he was battling with, and he never shared anything. He was very much active. He was very much part of this mic, and everywhere he was there. And I don't know how I missed him. In the mid of June this year, he passed away. Um, I request you all to maintain a 2 seconds of silence so that he could hear our prayers. I could not digest the fact of his what do you call, reaching so early to the threshold of angels. He was like interacting, and he was coming and sharing the things. I was to begin the show at with this this, tribute with but something with this internet happened. But thank you, Franchesa, that you are resilient, you fight back, and you fought back and came. And I wish you never go to hospital and you get well soon. And cheers up to you, and congratulations on winning your poem. And please give a big round of applause to Franchesa. We have a couple of poets who are battling with life, but it's very depressing word. I would say I should not be using that word, but yes, and that's the life. Richard, I pray for you, and you also should get well soon and get back to us and inspiring me. He is, despite with his what do you call, whatever he's suffering from, he's making poets come live on the show. Poets of the East is again, he started his show, and it is running from last week. So some of you could be his guest as well. So I don't know. Sometimes I could just smile away, and I don't know what would I say, what I utter, but that's emotional. That's what Josephine was saying. Ma'am Josephine was saying, you cannot be emotional. The feeling could be there, but emotional. But we tend to attach ourselves. How could a human being cannot be attached with other human being? He cannot be a human. So we are not animals, man. Come on. So it happens. So detachment is the process of higher philosophy. It stands to. Jaya Kalyanaraman, next up. Thank you.
Okay, to lighten the mood of today's pain, Franchesa, welcome back home. Healing thoughts and prayers for you. And I think all of us have been having very emotional thoughts today. So I'm going to make this at least my first poem. If time permits, I'll read the second. So this is a light-hearted one. There I was, just walking down the street, singing do-a-diddy-diddy, down diddy-do, snapping my fingers and shuffling my feet, singing do-a-diddy-diddy, down diddy-do. I felt good, I felt fine, I felt good, I felt fine. Then I really lost my mind. I'll tell you why. The aromas on a morning walk. weaving in and out of various blocks, monitoring steps on my Fitbit watch. Playing a guessing game was my time pass. My nostrils follow the waves of Margie Noir that turned around the corner. But I lose the fragrance of that alluring perfume, overpowered by the aroma of coffee brewing in the house next door. In the hustle and bustle of morning chores, smells move from perfumes, aftershave, and body deos to disinfectant, the strong fennel, to the flowery lavender floor cleaner. From breakfast being made to lunch boxes being packed, the distinct smell of eggs frying, and that moment when the oil kisses the fenugreek leaf flatbread, filling me with hunger pangs. The aromas of sambar and rasam wafted through the air. That's a South Indian home, I'm certain. Oh no, my guess is wrong. So we are all cooking other people's cuisines. A pressure cooker whistling here, a mixer grinder whirling there, the chime of the microwave announcing it's done what it was doing, leaving me wondering what's cooking. Clearly, that's the rich spices greeting the sizzling clarified butter. And with a loud swish are added the paste of onion, ginger, and garlic. Is that biryani? I wonder. Breaking the sounds of cooking with a bang is the sound of the delivery man throwing down a gas cylinder from his van. He rolls it to the front door with a clang, clang, clang. Remember that pressure cooker hissing? Well, on my next round by that door, I hear the cooker being opened and the aroma of freshly steamed idlis fill the air. I abandon my walk and take the shortest route home. While the batter is on the steam, I ready the podi and chutney, and I decide no more hunger churning morning walks for me. That's just naughty little poem, something I couldn't avoid. It's just fun.
But
Nothing deep.
Much needed relief and very light solace, beautiful, ma'am, beautiful.
Yeah.
This is what sometimes we need to be, we need
Is there time for
realize
another poem?
ourselves. Yeah, sure, ma'am, please.
This is by a poet called Shellen Harkin. Susceptible to light and let us dance. This is not my poem. This is as sad as some of the poems we've heard today. Comedians need a space to cry, and spiritual leaders need a space to share their insecurities and how vulnerable they feel. Religious people need a space to share their doubts, and priests need a space to confess their desires. Mothers need a space to wail about how regularly we long to escape motherhood, and parents need permission to curl their hurts into fetal position and to cradle their hearts. It must be okay for saints to also have scuff marks, and for the monk to long to come down from the mountaintop. Doctors need a space to talk about their addictions. Mystics must be allowed to also trudge through the mundane. And we need to be able to tell God we hate him now and then, to stay in honest and whole relationship. Dear one, to be fully human, we must be allowed to share our full experience of strength and struggle in a way that doesn't threaten our belonging. We must grow into hearts that can hold all parts of each other for our light to go on sustaining itself. It must be allowed its shadow. Thank you.
Very thought-provoking, ma'am. Thank you for reading out poetry. You became emotional when you know. Would you like to share?
No, it's just that everybody, all of us have our, heartaches, pains. You could be a priest who's preaching in the Sunday church. You could be the preacher doing the thali, the arti in a temple. But each one of us needs a space of comfort and solace, a place to be ourselves. Half the time you're wearing a mask to be something else for somebody else. But we need to be in a space where we can be ourselves. And all of us come with that kind of weakness and pain. We may think those people are so rich, they have everything in the world. But believe me, I don't think money buys happiness. Contentment does. Gratitude does. So this was a poem that touched me. I keep reading poetry whenever I'm in the mood. So shall we move on?
Thank you, ma'am. Yes.
Thank you.
Always. Sometimes I wonder whether I'm reading in a poetry session or, philosophical outing. I must, pat myself back and, oh yeah, yes. Thank you, Jaya ma'am. Please welcome Shalini Nandkeolyar. It's very part of me, like, so.
Hello once again. And Jaya, thank you for your first poem, which was a breath of fresh air. And I think it put us all back in a very wonderful, delightful mood. So thank you so much for that. So the title of my poem is called Black and White. She walked on undaunted, a black figure, a conspicuous dot. She walked on undaunted, a black figure, a conspicuous dot in the canvas of gray, diffused skies. Shadowy hills, pure white road, her footsteps paved in the freshly fallen snow. In the canvas of gray, diffused skies, shadowy hills, pure white road, her footsteps paved on the freshly fallen snow. Life is not about shades of black and white alone. In between the black and white, gray exists. A subtle mix of both, her life's reflections, a hue she learned to love. Deep within, she knew the sun existed behind the gray-white skies, waiting for the clouds in time to pass away, joys and sorrows, light and darkness, between dualities, a vantage point to look unbiased, objectively, and rise above. Thank you. I don't know, there are so many poets waiting. So if there is time to read another poem or...
Go ahead, ma'am, go ahead.
So this is a book from, this is a poem from The Seasons of Change. So it's called The Illusions of Change. The illusion of change in the changeless existence. The river flows by quietly in its own haloed pace. The river flows by quietly in its own haloed pace. From the beginning of time, there is no change. The silent touch of the air is ever there. The silent touch of the air is ever there, whispering through the falling leaves, soothing the heart with its subtle caress. There is no change. The skies rolled out to infinity mirror the changing colors on its unchanging substratum. There is no change. In this continuous dance of atoms lies an oasis of exquisite beauty. In this continuous dance of atoms lies an oasis of exquisite beauty, an eternity of awaiting bliss. There is no change. The fragrance of the flowers scattering love eternal, the light of that pervading joy, wherein there is no change. Sip on the nectar of the soul's light. Sip on the nectar of the soul's light. Glide like a swan in the ocean of peace. Rest in the unchanging truth where there is no change.
Indeed, there is no change. And between black and white, there is gray. We need to understand.
And yet we say that change is constant. You know?
Whatever is transient, there will be change in that. But beyond that transient world, there is a world which is a realm which is unchanging. It's always eternal, is always blissful. So as we scriptures say that avastha of satya chitta ananda. So the truth, consciousness and existence. So there is never any change in that. All we need to do is transcend this transient objective world, and we are there in that blissful, unchanging, eternal world. Thank you.
You know, I always think that, moreover, I mean, like, I forget it. I just share some.
Go ahead.
But yes, you know, always it provoke me. I mean, like, what do you want? Nudge me to read books, but then I could just listen you all and just I gather the knowledge. That's maybe that is as simple as that. As simple as that. How many books you read?
The thing is, you cannot get the knowledge by reading books. You have to experience it. And I think you have to go into contemplation and meditation to be able to, have that first-hand experience of knowledge.
Observe and feel.
Very true.
Observe. So on that note, please give a round of applause and let's move on to our next poet, CJ and Heera Nawaz. Anto, please call upon Heera Nawaz.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Okay. First of all, good evening, everybody. I want to introduce myself. My name is Ms. Heera Nawaz, and I've been writing poetry for a long time. I've been attending Prasanna Ji's sessions quite frequently, but not for the past 1 month. Before that, I was quite frequently reading out my poems. So this poem I have written is actually in praise of Jesus Christ, because I feel he's the greatest man who ever lived. So it's a simple emotional poem, and I'm sure some of you can resonate with it. In the history of mankind, Jesus Christ Jesus Christ is deemed the great, for he is the ruler of all hearts. He is instrumental in determining our fate. He did not have a servant, yet we unapologetically call him master, for he is the living Son of God who can save mankind from any disaster. He had no eloquent, high-sounding degrees, yet he was universally called teacher. He had no training in public speaking or fine arts, but yet was designated preacher. He possessed no medical pedagogy, yet he is lovingly called one who heals. An empathetic, beautiful soul who with purpose magically feels. He had no doctoral degrees, yet he is followed by Christians worldwide, singing holy hymns. He was hung on a cross, nails dug into his hands and limbs. He taught people forgiveness. When someone slaps you on one cheek, to show the other. He implored people not to compare competitively with anyone, not even your sister and brother. He won no military battles physically, yet he triumphed in every spiritual fight. His luminous face radiated kindness and compassion. From his face shone an aura so bright. He ruled no powerful nation, yet he is called the omniscient and omnipotent king. A beautiful soul, for even to this day, citizens spend Sundays at church worshipping. He committed no crime and was the epitome of salvation, forgiveness, and love. A perfect embodiment of the surreal ideal life agreed upon by the gracious God above. He was mercilessly betrayed, crucified, and buried in a tomb. But yet, surprise! He lives today. He rules people's hearts and souls as he urges them to seek God fastidiously and pray. His kingdom is not of the world. Yet he lives in the hearts of he who believes. From mankind's treacherous sins, he forgives and loves them, and after pain, he relieves. He offers no material wealth, yet we consider him the treasure of our lives. His teachings are enunciated in the Holy Bible, on which the religion of Christianity drives. When we grievously lie or sin, we just cannot look into those powerful magnetic eyes. Can you imagine that a man born 2,000 years ago helped our heartfelt dreams to materialize? In his weakness, we find ourselves coming to the validation that we are not weak, but strong. Jesus was triumphant, not defeated, winning, not losing. And lastly, he was right, not wrong. And we are washed and purified in his blood. Ironically, he was hung on a cross, though he committed no sin. Mankind has never been the same again, as millions of people worldwide swear by him. The story of Jesus Christ's redemption, love, and eternal life is now studied in theology and history. Yet the crucifixion and resurrection of the greatest man who ever lived will forever remain a mystery. So thank you so much. Thank you for giving me this opportunity and platform to recite my poems. All the poets and poetesses, they so far have written and read out very beautiful poems. I especially like Mrs. Jaya Kalyanaraman. She recited two beautiful poems, and I like the way she sang a song before that. Very nice. and all the other poets and poetesses. They're really brilliant and very awesome. I'm so glad I'm a member of this group. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Jesus is invaluable gift to the human and mankind. And thank you for for the explanation of Jesus. And please don't refer me as G or Sir. I'm least qualified among you. I'm least literate. I'm a literate person here to be. So just call me Prasanna by my name. Thank you, ma'am. Please give a round of applause.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Prasanna. Thank you.
Thank you. Please welcome CG Shirel Jackson.
Hello, everyone. It's good to be here. I'm going to do love poems today. The first one is Warring Members. My arms long to embrace you. My hands wish to be held by yours. My eyes want to behold you forever. Today, tomorrow, for always, my love. My lips long to kiss you. My ears wish to hear you speak. Because of you, my heart and mind remain in mortal war. Today, tomorrow, for always, my love. And the second one is called The Things I Don't Remember. Since your departure, all thoughts of you have faded from my memory. I don't remember your squared, dimpled chin, nor do I recall your flawless state of dress. I don't remember the way your soft, curly hair felt resting on my fingertips. I don't remember gentle, silky kisses on my right shoulder as you greeted me with good morning. I don't remember the lingering smell of your bath soap or aftershave. I don't remember the 8 tiny crinkles that formed in the corners of your eyes when you smiled, nor do I recall the 4 hairs of your mustache, which refused to keep perfect order. I don't remember the way you whispered, "Good night, sweetheart," in my ear before you drifted off to sleep. Since your departure, no, I can't say that I remember anything that's significant about you at all.
We got the point, CJ. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Thanks for joining, CJ. Please welcome Dr. Jahangir Alam Bistam, otherwise known as Love Poet.
From Bangladesh, and I am really happy to attend this beautiful occasion where the prominent, eminent, and lovely poets are attended. I am sorry to Prasanna Kumar Rai, as you invited me every program, but I could not attend. As you know, I am very, very busy with my poetry research and environment also. Okay, thank you everyone. I will recite today 2 poems from my 2 different books. First one is The Window of Love. The name of the poem, My Yellow Bird. If I could capture a yellow bird with a golden smelted color, she lives in my psyche mind, sometimes in the bower. She flies in the open sky with a multicolored hue. Often she loses her way I find her a glittering blue. She is always beautiful with a charming face. She is frequently found entangled with my endless love face. Oh, the flag yellow bird, come and soothe me. You will live in my heart forever, rounding off like an intoxicated. I am hypnotized often with your charming behavior. You are my morning tea. I hug you fervently, oh my dear. And second one from another book, The Glory of Love. The name of the poem, A Beautiful Mind. A beautiful mind is a hidden wealth of a human being. To visit a charming sight, a beautiful mind will sing. Love often knocks down a beautiful mind and generates desire. With his lovely soul, he plays. Love flies in the floating air. A beautiful mind sees natural elements, using the psyche mind to enjoy the wonderful things. She falls in love, but he is blind. Love is hope, peace, and adoration at a beautiful mind sees. He lives in heaven with some fairies and playing on a beautiful dish. A beautiful mind finds its own image in the shadow of his darling. He always lives in a dancing mood. He hears melody of the singing. Love often blooms at seeing in a beautiful mind. Everywhere is love and peace. Only a beautiful mind can find. Thank you.
Yes, only beautiful mind can find. It's a beautiful and soothing rendition, my dear. Dr. Jahangir Alam Rustam said. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. That was joining us after a long gap from Bangladesh, of course. What's happening? Thank you for joining. Please welcome Miss Saraswati Poswal, who is running a beautiful platform called Sargam. And again, she is promoting poetry and poets as well. Please welcome Saraswati Poswal.
Good morning, good evening, namaskar, sat sri akal, adab, salam to everyone. How are you? K. Kumarji, thank you so much once again for inviting me to this event. It's a great initiative you're doing for the poets. So I will start with one of my poems. The title of my poem is Love. Love. This is the recently published anthology book. I'll let you know. This is Boundless Immaculacy, recently published anthology by Dr. Brijesh Kumar Gupta. He's Mevda. He's from MP. He has published this anthology compiling so many poets around the world. So one of the poem is published here of mine. The title of the poem is Love. Love. Your love for me is like a sweetest nectar, rhythmic and chiming. Your love for me is like a sweetest nectar, rhythmic and chiming, whose essence sprinkles and moisten my heart, whose essence sprinkles and moisten my heart. Flowers of my heart bloom, flowers of my heart bloom with the abundance of lyrical melodies of shower. Flowers of my heart bloom with the abundance of lyrical melodies of shower. With the ambience of my secret and reminiscences of our first rendezvous of love, with the remnants of our first rendezvous of love. My downs pass through the eyes of my sweetheart. My downs pass through the eyes of my sweetheart. Those counterparts of our courtship whispers. Those counterparts of our courtship whispers. Weaves my tender heart with those frolic embarks. Those counterparts of our courtship whispers weaves my tender heart with those frolic embarks. Still, I remember our first eye contact. Still, I remember our first eye contact. This touched my heart. Love is everlasting. Love is everlasting. Our breaths cannot stop. We are alive or dead. Love never parts. Love never parts. We are alive or dead, but love never parts. This was a tribute to my husband, recently published poem. So I'll start one of the Hindi bhajan. Can I go with the bhajan today? I'm not in the mood of saying any poem. Can I go with the bhajan? Thank you. शाम ऐसी कृपा बरसा दो, 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 है दीवाने तेरे, है दीवाने तेरे, इन दीवानों से अखियां मिला ले, शाम ऐसी कृपा बरसा दे, शाम ऐसी कृपा बरसा दे, है दीवाने तेरे, है दीवाने तेरे, इन दीवानों से अखियां मिला ले, शाम ऐसी कृपा बरसा दे, शाम ऐसी कृपा बरसा दे, बिन तुम्हारे मेरे कन्हैया, बिन तुम्हारे मेरे कन्हैया, कैसे संवरेगी ये जिंदगानी, कैसे संवरेगी ये जिंदगानी, जिंदगानी मेरी समझा दे, जिंदगानी मेरी समझा दे, शाम ऐसी कृपा बरसा दे, शाम ऐसी कृपा बरसा दे, धन दौलत की किसको तमन्ना, धन दौलत की किसको तमन्ना, मैं भिखारी तेरे, मैं भिखारी तेरे, दर्शनों का तो दर्शन करा दे, शाम ऐसी कृपा बरसा दे, शाम ऐसी कृपा बरसा दे, मेरे दिल को लगन, मेरे दिल को लगन बस तुम्हारी, शाम ऐसी कृपा बरसा दे, शाम ऐसी कृपा बरसा दे, मेरे दिल को लगन बस तुम्हारी, नंदो कुछ ना मिले, नंदो कुछ ना मिले, प्रेम गंगा में डुबकी लगा दे, शाम ऐसी कृपा बरसा दे, शाम ऐसी कृपा बरसा दे, चाहूं चरणों में तेरे ठिकाना, चाहूं चरणों में तेरे ठिकाना, तेरी मर्जी है क्या, तेरी मर्जी है क्या, फैसला शाम अपना सुना दे, शाम ऐसी कृपा बरसा दे, शाम ऐसी कृपा बरसा दे, है दीवाने तेरे, है दीवाने तेरे, इन दीवानों से अखियां मिला ले, शाम ऐसी कृपा बरसा दे, शाम ऐसी कृपा बरसा दे। धन्यवाद, शुक्रिया। उम्मीद है पसंद आएगा मेरा भजन।
बहुत खूब मैम, बहुत खूब, बहुत
थैंक यू, थैंक यू, थैंक यू सो मच। मैंने सोचा बहुत बार कविता ही बोलते हैं, कविता छोड़ के मेरा मन करा भजन बोलने का, तभी आई वेंट फॉर दैट। ओके, थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू एवरीवन, ऑल द बेस्ट, थैंक यू सो मच।
PrabhaSastri Joshuyala, and next up would be Sreedharan sir and Shobha Deshpande. Please welcome Shobha, PrabhaSastri Joshuyala.
Good evening to everybody. Today I am reading a poem
title, We Are Tribals. First, I will read one Sanskrit poem. Okay. Sahavasataamapya satanja Sahavasataamapya satanja Laruha jalavadbhava kya samslesha Durepi satam vasantam Pritihi kumudenduvadbhavati Pritihi kumudenduvadbhavati. It means gentlemen are like water to a lotus. Even if they are with the evil people, they do not stick together. Even though the gentlemen are far away, their love is like the moon in a blue cloud. Now I will read in Telugu. Girijana Manugada. గిరిజన మనుగడ. మేము ఆది గిరిజనులము. ప్రకృతి మా జామాత. ప్రకృతి మా జామాత. చెట్టు చేమ గిరులు మావి. పండు కాయ కందాలు మావి. స్వచ్ఛ అడవి గాలులు మావి. వన్య ప్రాణులు బంధువులు. వన్య ప్రాణులు మా బంధువులు. అన్నం పుణ్యం తెలియదు మాకు. కులం గోత్రం ఎరగం మేము. పేద గొప్ప భావాలు లేవు. మా సంప్రదాయాలు కట్టుబుట్లు చాలు. ఆకు అలుము పండు కాయి కషాయాలు మా ఆరోగ్య ఔషధాలు. మేము కష్టజీవులమని తెలుసుకోవాలి. మేము కష్టజీవులమని తెలుసుకోవాలి. రాయి రప్ప వృక్షం రెమ్మలు పరుపులు. మాకు డబ్బులుంటే తెలియదు. మాకు డబ్బులంటే తెలియదు. ఆస్తి అంతస్తు ఎరగం. వస్తు వినిమయం మా వ్యాపారం. కల్లో గంజో త్రాగి హాయిగా జీవించేవాళ్ళం. వచ్చారయ్య ఉద్ధరిస్తామని నాయకులు. తెచ్చారయ్య ఉపయోగం లేని ప్రణాళికలు. ఎందుకయ్యా మా అడవి పువ్వులను చింపి చెరిపి చంపుకుని తింటున్నారు. మా అడవి బ్రతుకులలో స్వతంత్రం పాడు చేసి మా దుంపలు త్రెంచుతున్నారు. మా పాటికి మమ్మల్ని బ్రతకనీయండి. మా పాటికి మమ్ము బ్రతకనీయండి. వద్దయ్య మీ అధికారం, లాలోచి హక్కులు. దండాలయ్య స్వామి, కోటి దండాలు. దట్ మీనింగ్ ఈ కెన్ టెల్ you, Prasanna.
Maybe Suvarna, ma'am.
Nature is our family. Trees' lives are the griddle of the tree. The flesh of the fruit is the club. Pure forest winds are ours. Wild animals are relatives. We don't know that caste gotra is unknown. The poor have no great feelings. Leaf, aurum, fruit, our health is medicine. We are difficult to creatures. Beds made of stones, plant, shoes. We don't know money. The floor of the property is red carpet for us. Better is our business. We used to drink ganja and live comfortably. Leaders say that whoever comes will rise, bring useless plants. Why did we ask for flowers? Are you teaching it up and killing it and eating it? Independence in our wild lives. Don't spoil our beads. Save us for us. Do not covet your power and rights. Dhanyalaya Swami. Dhanyala. Thank you, President.
That was very friends. That was subject on Aboriginals and tribal people we celebrated in day on the National Day of Tribals last week. So that was a poem on that, written in Telugu language, and she's a very well-known PrabhaSastri, very well-known poet who writes in Telugu and in Kannada. Please give a round of applause. That's a beautiful reading. Please welcome Sreedharan Parokode, sir, who brings us his soil, a whiff of freshness from God's own country.
Am I audible, Ji? Yeah.
Yes, sir, perfect.
Yeah. As usual, let me take some lines from my Malayalam poem. Nisahayavastha means helplessness. This is title. കഴിഞ്ഞതൊക്കെയും മറന്നു പോയിടാം കുനിഞ്ഞ കണ്ണിലെ കനവു വറ്റിടാം കഴിഞ്ഞതൊക്കെയും മറന്നു പോയിടാം കുനിഞ്ഞു കണ്ണിലെ കനവു വറ്റിടാം പിടിച്ചു നിൽക്കുവാൻ കഴിയാതോർമ്മകൾ ഇടം വലം നോക്കി പതറി നിൽക്കയാം പിടിച്ചു നിൽക്കുവാൻ കഴിയാതോർമ്മകൾ ഇടം വലം നോക്കി പതറി നിൽക്കയാം പിടിച്ചടക്കിയ നിമിഷമോരോന്നും തിരിഞ്ഞു നിന്നിട്ട് പരിഹസിക്കയാം പിടിച്ചടക്കിയ നിമിഷമോരോന്നും തിരിഞ്ഞു നിന്നിട്ട് പരിഹസിക്കയാം. Then comes my second English poem, a very small. Years. Years are the unsaid hidden words kept a secret to elaborate later. Years are the unsaid hidden words kept a secret to elaborate later, as everybody is waiting for the turn to play their roles. As everybody is waiting for their turn to play their roles. Thank you, Dad.
Beautiful, sir. Beautiful as always. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. That was Sreedharan Parokode. Please welcome Shobha Deshpande.
Namaskar, good morning, good evening. वनक्कम, सस्रीकार सभी अपने प्यारे मित्रों से मिलने के लिए तरस रहे थे। मेरा शीर्षक है मेरा दोस्त कुम्हार मट्टी कुंडल चेसेवाड़ो। हिंदी पोयम है। मिट्टी से घड़ों को बनाने वाले कुम्हार, मिट्टी से घड़ों को बनाने वाले कुम्हार, आप नहीं तो दुनिया ही नहीं है कुम्हार जी। आप नहीं तो दुनिया ही नहीं कुम्हार। आपका कार्य सर्वश्रेष्ठ है कुम्हार जी। आपका कार्य सर्वश्रेष्ठ है कुम्हार। सब आपके कार्यों को देखकर सराहते हैं कुम्हार। सब आपके कार्यों को देखकर सराहते हैं कुम्हार। मिट्टी को अपने पैरों से नरम कर कुम्हार जी। मिट्टी को अपने पैरों से नरम कर कुम्हार। नरम मिट्टी से घड़ों को तैयार करते हैं कुम्हार। नरम मिट्टी से घड़ों को तैयार करते हैं कुम्हार। अति हर्ष से घड़े को अपना कर कमलों से, अति हर्ष से घड़ों को अपने कर कमलों से घुमाते हुए कुम्हार। अति हर्ष से घड़ों को अपने कर कमलों से घुमाते हुए कुम्हार सुंदर आकार देकर जीव डालते हैं कुम्हार। सुंदर आकार देकर जीव डालते हैं कुम्हार। पहले मिट्टी के बर्तनों में खाना बनाते थे। पहले मिट्टी के बर्तनों में खाना बनाते थे कुम्हार। अब मिट्टी के बर्तनों को खाना बनाना फैशन हो रहा है कुम्हार। अब मिट्टी के बर्तनों में खाना बनाना फैशन हो गया है कुम्हार। अलग अलग प्रकार के गुड़ियों को तैयार करते हैं कुम्हार। अलग अलग प्रकार के गुड़ियों को तैयार करते हैं कुम्हार। घर की अति सुंदर शोभा, घर की अति सुंदर शोभा बढ़ाए कुम्हार। घर की अति सुंदर शोभा बढ़ाए कुम्हार। और अंत में धूप काले में कुम्हार के घड़ों की ठंडी पानी पिलाने दिए कुम्हार। धूप काले में पानी ग्रहण करे कुम्हार और आशीर्वाद देकर ठंडा जल पीकर अपने कलेजा को ठंडा करे कुम्हार। सभी लोग जल पीकर अपने कलेजा को ठंडा करे कुम्हार जी और आशीर्वाद देकर नमन करे कुम्हार। सभी लोग आशीर्वाद देकर नमन करे कुम्हार। सभी कहे कि आप नहीं तो दुनिया नहीं है कुम्हार। सब कहे कि आप नहीं तो दुनिया नहीं कुम्हार। ये मेरी हिंदी कविता थी। और तेलुगु में कवि सम्मेलनमु शीर्षक है कवि सम्मेलनमु अनिना अंदर की आनंदम। अब यहाँ पर प्रसन्ना जी लगाए, सब लोगों को खुशी, 7 बज रहे बोले तो खुशी से आते अपन। कवि सम्मेलनमु अनिना अंदर की आनंदम మన కవితను చదువుటకు అవకాశము దొరికినదంటే ఆనందం పరమానందం. మన కవితకు చదువుటకు అవకాశం దొరికినదంటే ఆనందం పరమానందం. కవితను చదువుతున్నామంటే పరమానందం. కవి తన మనోభావాలను వ్యక్తం చేయడం, తన మనోభావాలను వ్యక్తం చేయడం, చక్కటి పదములను కూర్చి కవిత వ్రాయడం, చక్కటి పదములను కూర్చి కవిత వ్రాయడం, చక్కటి స్వరముతో ఎదుటి వారిని చదివి ఆనందపరచడం, చక్కని స్వరముతో ఎదుటి వారిని కవిత చదివి ఆనందపరచడం, సమాజ పరిస్థితులను దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకొని కవితలు వ్రాయడం, సమాజ పరిస్థితులను దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకొని కవితలు వ్రాయడం, రాత్రి పగలనక కవితలు వ్రాయడం, రాత్రి పగలనక కవితలు వ్రాయడం. కవికి శాలువల మీద లేదు ఇష్టం, కవికి శాలువదు సన్మానం మీద ఇష్టం లేదు. భోజనము చేయాలన్నా ధ్యాస లేకుండా కవిత వ్రాయడం, భోజనము చేయాలన్నా ధ్యాస లేకుండా కవిత వ్రాయడం. పదములను మర్దన చేసి కవిత వ్రాయడం, పదములను మర్దన చేసి కవిత వ్రాయడం. కవికి సభలో కూర్చున్న వారు కరతాళ ధ్వనులే ముఖ్యం, కవికి సభలో కూర్చున్న కరతాళ ధ్వనులే ముఖ్యం. కవి సమ్మేళనము ఒక సంబరం, కవివరుల ఆనందం పరమానందం, కవివరుల ఆనందం పరివారం. అందరి కవులకు హర్షదాయకం. ధన్యవాద్.
Hats up to you, ma'am. Hats up to you, indeed. What a beautiful, utterance. What I call beautiful presentation, I would say.
प्रसन्ना जी कब कवि सम्मेलन लगाते, कब बुलाते बोल के देखते रहते सब लोग, हम लोग. Is it true?
True.
कब हमारी बारी आती?
Excellent recitation, ma'am. Excellent.
ये कवि सम्मेलन भी बड़ा अलग सा है, अजब सा है, जहाँ पे अलग अलग स्टेट से अलग अलग लैंग्वेजेस सुनने को मिलती है, अलग अलग कंट्रीज से लैंग्वेजेस, और बड़ा अट्रैक्शन होता है और वेट होता है पूरा वीक कि कब आएगा संडे, तो व्हेन विल जॉइन दिस
नहीं
मीटिंग।
कब संडे आता है, कितना भी काम रहे तो
हाँ,
कहाँ से टाइम
वेट
निकाल
रहता
के
है,
फिर बैठ जाना, ऐसा होता
बैठ
है।
जाना है। हाँ, बहुत काम हो छोड़ते हैं हम, कहते ही नहीं मीटिंग और यहाँ पे सुनना है लोगों
नहीं
को,
नहीं,
बहुत अच्छा
लेडीज को तो
लगता है।
बहुत होते हैं। आज सुबह से कितने कवि सम्मेलन, 3 कवि सम्मेलन हो गए। ये
अच्छा,
चौथा।
आप नहीं, हम तो
Thank
ये
you.
संडे को तो ये इधर के लिए फ्री रहते हैं हम लोग तो वी वांट टू स्टे हियर।
थैंक यू,
थैंक यू
थैंक
सो
यू।
मच,
Thank
थैंक यू, इट वाज
you.
वेरी
Please,
नाइस हियरिंग यू। बहुत सुंदर कविता थी आपकी, बहुत सुंदर।
please
बहुत
welcome.
बढ़िया।
Thank you. Please
चलिए
give a round
नीचे
of
थे।
applause, my dear friends, to Shobha Deshpande. Please welcome Shyamaprasad Patnaik, sir. Please.
Thank you, dear Prasanna, for inviting me. And good evening, dear poet friends. Today I'm going to recite 2 short poems. The first poem is in English. The title of my poem is Let Love Flow Like Perennial Brooks. Love should not be stagnant. Let it flow like perennial brooks. Without resting on paths, twirling on rocks rhythmically, cleansing moss. Bequeath unconditional love, kindness, generosity, empathy, like spring's gentle breezes. Without earning same quantum of love from others in return. Help indigent, distressed, and downtrodden with utmost love and affection. Without expecting any obligation from whom you helped in distress. Duos separate entities, but hearts mingle to beat as one. Just like nectar collecting sovereign bumblebees, humming chorus in unison. And that is the end of my first recitation. The second recitation I would like to recite in Hindi, one of my Hindi poems, जिसका शीर्षक है उम्मीद कभी मत छोड़ना। जब तक जीवन है, आखिरी सांस तक अपनी उम्मीद कभी मत छोड़ना। किसी दूसरे से भरोसा टूट जाए तो अपने आप और खुदा पर भरोसा करना। प्यार की राह पर चलकर अगर आपको प्रेम की जन्नत पर पहुंचना हो तो अपने प्यार पर विश्वास रखना। भरोसा, उम्मीद और दिल एक बार टूट जाए तो उसे जोड़ा नहीं जाता। शीशा एक बार टूट जाए तो नामुमकिन है इसे जोड़ना, पर टूटे शीशे को पिघलाकर फिर से चमकीले शीशा बनाना है आसान। ठीक उसी तरह एक बार उम्मीद टूट जाए तो गम मत करना। दिल में नई उम्मीद जगाकर नया उमंग और नई जोश के साथ अपनी राह पर चलते रहना। क्योंकि उम्मीद से ही दुनिया कायम है, इसलिए कभी अपनी दिल की उम्मीद को बुझने मत देना। अपनी मंजिल पर पहुंचकर ही तुम फिर से दूसरी लक्ष्य की ओर अपना कदम बढ़ाना। तो ये थी मेरी हिंदी कविता। थैंक यू फॉर लिसनिंग एंड वाचिंग मी।
बहुत बढ़िया। बहुत बढ़िया सर। Inspiring and motivating as always. And I love the first poem as well. First poem, Love, Unlove. Very beautiful. Please give a round of applause, my dear friends. Shyamaprasad Patnaik, sir, with his 2 poems. Please welcome our very own teacher, P. Suvarna. Sorry, I'm taking this a little bit of liberty of saying.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everybody. Good evening to all the legendary poets. I'm very happy to be in this Fertile Brains group. Now I would like to recite a poem, an English poem that the title of the poem goes like this: My soul's happiness. Ask cutest cool breeze and my flowing haze the reason for my happiness. Ask cutest cool breeze and my flowing haze the reason for my happiness. Ask caressing fragrant garlands of jasmines which adorn my long braided swinging haze the reason for my happiness. Ask the beautiful red roses in my garden the reason for the sweetest smile on my lips. Ask the beautiful red roses in my garden the reason for the sweetest smile on my lips. Ask my naughty winking sun the reason for the flush on my cheeks and the secret of my happiness. Ask my naughty winking sun the reason for the flush on my cheeks and the secret of my happiness. Ask my musical anklets the rhythm of my humming notes. Ask my musical anklets the rhythm of my humming notes and my walking steps the reason for my happiness. Ask the greenish trees the shade of support in the midsummers the reason for the sparkling happiness in my eyes. Ask the greenish trees the shade of support in the midsummers the reason for the sparkling happiness in my eyes. And also ask the hugging waves of the sea the reason for my happiness. And also ask the hugging waves of the sea the reason for my happiness. Almighty's nature gifts awakened my being to be happy. Almighty's nature's gifts awakened my being to be happy. Thank you all.
That's poesy, ma'am. Pure poesy full of poetry. This is
One
called
more,
poetry.
sir. A Telugu poem. Shall I
Please,
read,
please,
sir? I think there's no time.
please
Okay,
go
okay.
ahead.
The title, it's a sad poem. The title of the poem is English. It is Hope. Telugu Asa. ఆశపడ్డ ఆశ అంతులేని ఆశ అవధులు లేని ఆశ ఆకాశం అంచులు చుట్టే ఆశ ఆశపడ్డ ఆశ అంతులేని ఆశ అవధులు లేని ఆశ ఆకాశం అంచులు చుట్టే ఆశ ఎందాక ఎదురీత కడలి అంచులు దాటేదాకా ఎందాక ఎదురీత కడలి అంచులు దాటేదాకా కన్నీరు ఏరులై పారేదాకా నిరాశే నీ చిరునామా నిస్పృహ నీ పుట్టినిల్ల నిరాశే నీ చిరునామా నిస్పృహే నీ పుట్టినిల్ల నిన్నటి గతమే రేపటి వేకువై నిన్నటి కాలమే నేటి త్యాగమై నిన్నటి ప్రేమలే నేటి శాపమై ఎందాక ఎదురీత కడలి అంచులు దాటేదాకా ఎడారిలో ఎండమావిల ఎన్నాళ్ళి ఊరటింపులు ఎడారిలో ఎండమావిల ఎన్నాళ్ళి ఊరడింపులు నిరాశే నింగి కెగసేదాకా ఎందాక ఎదురీత కడలి అంచులు దాటేదాకా. Thank you, sir. Thank you,
Wow,
one and all.
super, ma'am. Super. Wow, kadali అంచులు దాటేదాకా. Wow, क्या बात है. Super.
Kadali, the
Please give a
seas.
round of applause, madam.
Thanks. Thank
Yes,
you. Thank
exactly.
you.
Yeah. Please. Go ahead.
You can tell,
Go
sir.
ahead. Please, go ahead.
So it's about the poem is about a hope, and when the desire, the hope, I have a hope, and it is a antuleni asa means it doesn't have any end. Avadulu leni, it doesn't have any. That also comes under end without any end. My hope doesn't have an end, but it is akasham anchulu chutte asa. My hope or my desire, it is akasham is the skies. It akasham anchulu chutte asa means the hope which I have in my heart is vast as the sky, and how much endaka and how much I should edureta means travel in swim in the sea, kadali anchulu kadali anchulu datedaka means actually I didn't translate it, sir. Now just means kadali anchulu means kadali means sea, anchulu means that the border of a sea. How long should I travel? How long should I swim? So but it doesn't have any. It's a sad moment of hope because I'm not able to find out my hope. Find out the desire which I'm. So how many years and how many whatever hope I have in my heart, kanneeru erulai paredaka, the hope has become what tears of streams, and Nirase ni Chirunama means hope has an but Chirunama means address. Sir, you can tell. Afterwards, I'll tell.
Excellent, ma'am. Excellent, excellent. You could have given the gist, but it's okay. But love the Telugu reading is superb, superb. Very nicely crafted. That was
Madam is there. Shobha madam is there. She can tell. Thank you.
yeah, Shobha ma'am. How do you like it?
శోభ మేడం ఉంది కానీ మీరు ఇంత మంచిగా చక్కగా తెలుగు రాస్తారు, తెలుగు అంటున్నా ఇంగ్లీష్ రాస్తారు, ఇంగ్లీష్ ట్రాన్స్లేషన్ కుదురుతలేదు ఎందుకు?
I can do it, ma'am. But అంటే ఇప్పుడు చేయడానికి అందరూ బిజీగా ఉన్నారు పాపం, వాళ్ళకి టైం అయిపోతుంది కదా, టైం వేస్ట్ చేయకూడదు.
టైం వేస్ట్ చేయకుండా ఏదో చెప్పింది కరెక్ట్ చెప్తున్నారు కానీ పర్వాలేదు, చాలా బాగా చేసినావు పాప.
థ్యాంక్ యూ
ఐఎమ్
మ్యామ్.
సో అప్రిషియేట్.
థ్యాంక్ యూ మ్యామ్.
చాలా బాగుంది.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. Let's call upon Millie Das. Please give a round of applause to P. Suvarna, ma'am. Millie Das, we have reached the final, what do you call? Millie Das, ma'am, please unmute your mic. Millie, ma'am, please unmute your mic. Okay. Ma'am, please.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am, go ahead, go ahead.
Hello?
Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead, ma'am, go ahead. Please read your poem. I think she has this audio issue. Millie, ma'am. Millie, ma'am. Okay, let's. Before she gets ready, I think I could go ahead with my. Maybe I could try read a poem. Let us try. Scream. The silent scream yelling at me. I'm famished to feel the love. Distressed with loneliness, I'm starved of sweet talk. I'm lone wolf ambling with drifting reflections of my forlorn musings on getting affection of sweet water. I could see nothing forthcoming to embrace and cuddle my pain. I feel the weather being dry with no feelings. I could not hear the zephyrs serenading the cadence of breeze. No one ready to listen my soliloquy. The screams continue to tap my soul with lilting sorrowful gazelle. That's the end of the piece. Hope you understand what it meant. Jaya ma'am, you're silent.
Why are you so sad?
Yeah,
नहीं, आज पोएम बोलते समय जोश नहीं है प्रसन्ना जी में, क्या हो गया?
जोश की बात नहीं है,
डल दिख
कुछ
रहे,
दुख की बात है.
हाँ, दुख की बात है ये तो.
अच्छा,
वो
अच्छा,
तो
I hope
सही
my
बात.
Hindi is okay.
नहीं पूरे फ्रेंड्स नहीं आए बोल के दुख की बात है.
No, it was
But
chosen
again-
as a best. It was chosen as a best poem. Oh my God. I will read.
हिंदी पोएम भी सुना दो.
हिंदी नहीं, और दूसरा एक इंग्लिश ही सुना देते हैं.
Welcome.
Ma'am, please go ahead. Midi ma'am, go ahead. After that, I'll continue with my second poem, maybe.
No, you will tell. I'm coming after you.
No, go ahead, please.
No, okay.
You're in the bus.
Actually, now I am on the way.
Okay. You could not make it. Otherwise, it is you're the last question to read. So go ahead.
Net problem is also there.
Can you able to, or
Right.
just...
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
You have net problem.
Yes, yeah.
Go ahead, ma'am. Go ahead.
एक्चुअली कनेक्शन
Yes.
में प्रॉब्लम है.
अच्छा ठीक है फिर आप be an audience then.
जब तक प्रसन्ना जी आप बोलिए तब तक उनका कुछ कनेक्शन ठीक हो जाए.
आप बोलिए ना.
Okay, rendezvous with peace. I think. I bet if you could even ruffle my feathers of resilience, you see, I'm no lesser than cosmos cause I'm composed, I'm of stardust, least I say, shake during adversity as I take every difficulty as a dusk of beauty, and every danger as impending thunder of beast that I go forth with to it withstand the discordant tappings. I flap my wings of stillness and fly to kiss the skies of serenity. I maintain my balance in ferocious waves of absent tides. I bet you, my friend, if you could just ever taunt me, belittling my stance. I stand facing the challenge. Now I ask, do you have the gumption of resisting my confidence? Yes, I am the master of my destiny. Nothing comes in my way to snatch my gluttony. I devour the power of breathing the strength through the air. I eat sumptuous meal marinated in syrup of elixir. Now, how could I not forbear being an avenger, being a Power Ranger? Come on, my friend Cass, as I through the gauntlet. I dare you, if you could ever nudge to flinch my core, I am unbeatable. For sure, I smoke the cigar of spectacular in a fire, and I sing a song of pleasure and sit under the firmament of electric blazer. I find peace within, I find calmness coming to rest in my sane figure. Now tell me, my friend, are you up for the game of putting hardship? I say I befriend difficulties. For me, they are just day and nights, and I have the company ever since I was born. We always supper and dine, walking along the roads of pleasures and pain, and enjoying the fulsome wine. Now, come on, my friend, tell who could take my peace away from my conscience? That's the end of the piece. Rendezvous with peace.
बहुत सुंदर, बहुत
Hope
सुंदर. बहुत अच्छा है. सेकेंड वन बहुत जोश पे अच्छा है. थैंक यू.
प्रसन्ना जी ने जल्दी बोल दिया ताकि वो उनका आ गया टाइम तो फिर मैं फटाफट स्केप कर जाऊं हैं. You
No, this
read out
no,
so
it,
fast.
no. It was set in that rhythm itself. So it is
It
like
was
that.
very nice.
नहीं बहुत
Very
अच्छा
nice.
था.
We enjoyed.
बहुत अच्छा था.
Very nice. We enjoyed. Truly.
Thank you. Thank you. That's the end of the PA show today, my dear friends. Thank you and thank you, special thanks to Jaya Kalyanaraman ma'am for filling in, in my absence, and thank you, Richards, for being all throughout the show, and thank you, Sreedharan sir, Jahangiri sir, Jennifer, Suvarna ma'am, Shyama ma'am, Shyamaprasad sir, Gangalaxmi ma'am, Shobha ma'am, Saraswati,
Hello.
and Miri. Hello.
Yes.
Miri
Is there
ma'am.
any time?
Yes, go ahead, ma'am. Only one.
I'm standing beside the road. We are motionless without social media. Social media is an essential part of modern life. In the present age, the whole world is in our hands. True friends always pose the right way and stand by with our joys, sorrows, and struggles.
Ma'am, you lost your audio.
म्यूट हो गया.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead. Go ahead.
We know the unknown, we see the unseen, we acquire a new direction. We exchange our thoughts and find the path. I can discover myself by looking in the mirror of social media. Behind the curtain of social media, from childhood to old age, remains like a picture. Through this way, we can interact with the whole world. Behind light, there is darkness. The new generation is accepting friendship without judging any good and bad. So life is becoming miserable. Sometimes the dark side of personal life comes in front of the society. So new generation choosing the path of suicide may have some downside in the social media. Today's world is motionless without social media. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for coming and thank you for presenting your beautiful poem on roads. Traveling. That was so,
Last one is
kind of
best
you.
one. Last best.
Last best one, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. See you next team. Thank you. Thank you for.
Thank you.
Thank you.